Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a really critical executive briefing. It's based on a new report from the tech research firm Virtualization Options LLC, and it's all about a massive shift in how businesses need to think about communication. We're not just talking about a new app here, we're talking about a whole new strategy for protecting your organization's most valuable conversations. So let's just start with a really direct question. Think about the tools your teams are using right now to collaborate, to make deals, to strategize. Are those tools an asset, or are they actually a ticking liability? Every single day, your company's most secret information, your IP, your legal plans, is flowing through these channels. Are you positive they're secure?
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll break down the real-world liabilities of the tools you're probably using right now. Then, we'll dive into a completely new way to think about privacy. We'll look at the core pillars that make it work, translate all that tech into a real business advantage, and finally, wrap up with what this means for the future of communication. Okay, so let's get to the heart of the problem. The communication platforms we all use every day, the ones that feel so easy and convenient, well, that convenience is hiding a pretty big risk. Most of them were built for casual consumer chats, not for the kind of ironclad security a business really needs.
And this quote from the report really hits the nail on the head. The problem isn't just about a potential hack. It's that the very design, the architecture of these traditional tools is fundamentally wrong for any organization that's serious about protecting its information. You could say they were never built for the job we're now asking them to do.
So, if that old model is broken, what's the fix? Well, the report points us toward a new idea called trustless communication. Now, that sounds a little strange, but the goal is to have a system that is so secure by its very design that you literally don't have to trust the company running it. Why? Because they physically can't get to your data, even if they wanted to.
And this slide really lays out the choice we have. On the left, that's the world most of us live in. It needs your phone number, it runs on centralized servers, and it tracks what you do. But on the right, that's the new model. No personal data needed, a decentralized network, no tracking. It's not just a small change, it's a complete flip in who holds all the power and control. The magic word that makes all this possible is decentralization. Think about it. Instead of all your company's private conversations flowing through one central company server, which is basically a giant, juicy target for hackers, that data is spread out across a global network. No single person, company, or government owns or controls it. So why does this matter for your business? Well, first, security is way better. There's no single point of failure. Second, it's more resilient. If a few servers go down, the network just keeps on running. And third, and this is a huge one, you get true data ownership. Your organization's private conversations actually belong to you, not the tech company providing the service. Now, this might sound a little complicated under the hood, but the technology that drives this new kind of secure communication really just stands on three simple, very powerful pillars. Let's walk through. If you remember anything from the tech side, remember these three things. 1. Protect the person's identity. 2. Protect the message itself. And 3, make sure the network can't be taken down. If you have all three of those, you have truly secure, trustless communication. So let's look at that first pillar, protecting identity. With these new platforms, you don't need a phone number or an email to sign up, and that right there is a total game changer. It means a conversation can't be easily traced back to a real person. This protects their employees and completely sidesteps the risk from all those massive data breaches we hear about constantly. Now, for the second pillar, we need to understand a word that gets thrown around a lot, metadata. This isn't what you're saying in your messages. It's the data about the messages, like who you talked to, when you talked, for how long, and from where. And honestly, sometimes that can be even more revealing than the message itself. So here's the crucial part. Real secrecy means protecting both. A lot of apps today will encrypt the content of your message, and that's good, but they still keep records of all that metadata. A truly secure system is built from the ground up to not collect any of it, making the entire conversation, not just the words in it, completely private. And the third pillar is network resilience. This is done using something called onion routing. It sounds complex, but here's the gist. Your message gets wrapped up in layers of code like an onion. It's then bounced through a bunch of random computers in the network. Each computer only knows where it just came from and where it's going next. That's it. So no one in the middle can see the full picture, and the sender and receiver are totally masked.
Okay, so that's all the tech stuff. But now for the question that really matters to the C-suite. What does this actually do for the business? How do we translate these cool features into real, tangible value? This is where a security technology stops being a cost and starts being a strategic advantage. The benefits are crystal clear. First up, you are immediately lowering your risk and your exposure to data leaks. It's that simple. Second, you are seriously upgrading your security posture, especially for protecting intellectual property and your remote teams. And third, you get ahead of the curve on compliance with privacy laws like GDPR, because the whole system is built on not collecting data in the first place. And this isn't just theory. The report points to very specific, practical uses. Think about securing those super-sensitive merger and acquisition discussions, or protecting your legal team's conversations from being snooped on. You can even provide a genuinely safe, anonymous channel for internal whistleblowers. The applications here are massive. I want you to just look at this number for a second. 0. That's the amount of user data we're talking about. Not minimal data, not anonymized data. 0. When a platform doesn't collect information like IP addresses or contact lists, that information can't be stolen, it can't be leaked, and it can't be handed over. The risk is just gone. So what's the bottom line here? Where does this all lead? Well, what the Virtualization Options LLC report is really suggesting is that we're looking at the new baseline. This isn't just another cool option, it's becoming the expected standard for any organization that is truly serious about protecting its data and acting responsibly. So let's just recap. This is the new standard. A decentralized network gives you resilience. End-to-end encryption means your conversations are provably private. And finally, the feature that makes all of this trustworthy, an open source code base. This means the security isn't just a marketing claim, it's out in the open for anyone to check. It's security you can actually verify, not just hope for. And that brings us to the final, critical question you should be asking in your boardroom. This isn't really a question about technology, it's a question about risk. In a world where one single leak can destroy your reputation and cost millions, the real question isn't, can we afford to adopt this new standard? It's, can we really afford not to?